So a report came out not too long ago that both Jamal Murray and Michael Porter Jr. will be cleared to play relatively soon. NBA season ends in about 6 weeks, and apparently it's going to be up to Jamal Murray and Michael Porter Jr. on when and if they are going to play once cleared. So I'm thinking to myself, the Denver Nuggets, thanks to Nikola Jokic, who is having yet another stellar MVP season. Some way, somehow, he is getting significantly better every single year. It's pretty crazy. But the Denver Nuggets are 33-25 right now. That is good for 6th in the Western Conference. As of right now, they would be playing the Memphis Grizzlies in the first round of the NBA playoffs. Now, obviously, Memphis 41-19, they're a phenomenal basketball team, but they're relatively inexperienced, relatively young basketball team. Denver taking down Memphis in a 7-game series is not a stretch whatsoever, even with just our current roster as it stands right now, with or without Jamal or Michael Porter Jr. If Jamal Murray and Michael Porter Jr. come back at some point in the remainder of the season, let's say they come back in about a month, and they have 2 weeks to get themselves back into game shape, playoff shape, and get ready for the playoffs, I'm taking the Denver Nuggets. So welcome back to the channel, man. If you guys enjoyed this video, you like daily NBA content, be sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. But I've been big on Denver, especially as of late. And they ended the All-Star, or they ended the first half of the season, if you will, on a crazy note. Game winner against the Golden State Warriors. This team's riding momentum. Thanks to guys like Aaron Gordon, thanks to guys like Will Barton, who are providing significant impact and help on both the offensive and defensive floor. I mean, Denver has a lot of nice pieces. I really like Bryn Forbes off of the bench. I like the DeMarcus Cousins sign for the rest of the season. I even like all of their young talent like Zeke Naji that they have for the next years to come. But specifically, this starting lineup right now, they're winning basketball games, 33-25 in the Western Conference. I mean, the West is tough this season, man. You have 3 teams already over 40 wins on their way to at least 50 wins on the season. We have, 24-ish, 22 to 24 games-ish remaining for the rest of the NBA. Denver, right now, they have a 2.5 game lead ahead of the Minnesota Timberwolves, and they've got a 4.5 game lead against the Clippers and a lot more than the Lakers. To me, Denver, with or without Jamal Michael, they should be at least the 6th seed in the conference. They should be at least number 6 because I like Minnesota. I like the Clippers. First off, the Clippers are way too depleted, and I think Minnesota is just a little too young to make a crazy second half push where I wouldn't be surprised if they make a nice push in the second half, but I just think Denver, I think they'd have to really go off, and Denver would kind of have to choke. Basically, Denver has all the power right now. They have all of the power, most of the power, if you will. Now, there is only a 1.5 game difference between Dallas at the number 5 seed and Denver at the number 6 seed. That is 100% doable. 100% doable. The thing is, I think the Mavericks actually, as crazy as it may seem, I think they actually got better trading away Kristaps Porzingis. KP is a guy who likes to just be around the rim at all moments. He loves his touches. He needs his touches. I mean, Kristaps was a good basketball player. He's a good basketball player. But as far as Luka goes, you need to just surround him with, shooters. You need to surround him with shooters. That's really where he thrives and excels, is when he's surrounded by shooters, as a lot of guards are. So Denver, you have Denver there. Dallas. If Denver catches up to Dallas, they'd be playing Utah. Now, I don't think Utah is going to fall past the 4 seed, and that's actually kind of a good thing. Utah has currently Utah is the 3rd highest rating or chance to win the NBA Finals. I think we all can call that bluff. I think this Utah, Rudy Gobert, Donovan Mitchell, Mike Conley, I think this experiment, or it's not even an experiment, I think that lineup, I think this is the last year that works, or I should say doesn't work. Utah currently sitting at 36-22. They're actually one of the more hot teams in the calendar year of 2022. Come playoff time, it's not like they're a non-threat, but no one's really afraid of Utah. And like I said with Memphis, just given how young they are, you're not that afraid of Memphis as well. Like, obviously, you don't really want to ideally play either of those two teams come playoff time. But if you look at like all the playoff contenders, necessarily really want to play any of them? The answer is really no. So Memphis, Utah, Dallas. If the Nuggets play any of those three basketball teams, I actually like their chances. And here's the main reason. Nobody can seem to stop Nikola Jokic this year. No one could really stop him last year. The year before that, what happened? A fully healthy Denver Nuggets team almost made it to the NBA Finals. So if you get Jamal Murray back, you get Michael Porter Jr. back, and you have Will Barton, you have Aaron Gordon, and you obviously have Nikola Jokic. That's one of the more complete starting fives in the entire conference. The entire NBA. I think we all can agree on the fact that if their big three can remain healthy, I don't think too many people are worried about Jokic's health. But Jamal Murray, Michael Porter Jr., there is a lot of worry with Michael Porter Jr. and just like kind of his longevity in the NBA, if he's going to be dealing with injuries like this a lot, because he pretty much has. But if they have both of those two players back healthy, Denver could legitimately make once again another run at the Western Conference Finals. There's going to be no Chris Paul. The Suns are 48-10, best team in the West. No Chris Paul for 6 weeks. That's a huge issue, man. That's a huge issue. Obviously, Chris Paul should be back come playoff time, but that's going to affect their team. That's going to really affect their team. Golden State, still no Draymond Green. That's affecting them a lot too. So we'll see what happens with both of those two teams, but the point I'm trying to get at is this. If Denver gets fully healthy, and once again, apparently it is going to be up to Jamal and Michael on if they're going to return when they are cleared. Because apparently, if things keep going as planned, they're going to be cleared relatively soon. I would say in the next 4 weeks. I'd say good chance both of them get cleared in the next 4 weeks. Now, will both of them play in the next 4 weeks? Probably not. But let's say you have a healthy Denver Nuggets team. You get past the first round beating Memphis, beating Utah, beating Dallas, one of those three teams. And then up next you have Phoenix, you have Golden State. If there's any sort of crack in either of those two teams, Denver can make them pay. Denver can definitely make them pay. So, things are heating up in the NBA in general right now, but especially for Denver, man. 33-25 without two of your top three players on your roster. That's such a crazy success that no one is talking about it. No one's talking about it. Everyone's talking about Nikola Jokic and saying, is Jokic going to win a number MVP? Well, probably not, because he's the 6th seed. But no one else is talking about their supporting cast, and no one else is talking about how they might be healthy soon. Where's the love for the Denver Nuggets? It's kind of confusing. That's it for today, man. Go ahead, drop a comment down below. Where do you see Denver finishing in the playoffs? Where do you see them finishing? Go ahead, drop a comment down below. Once again, as always, if you enjoyed this video, hit the like button, hit that subscribe button. It is greatly appreciated, and I'll see you guys later.